Ever since I got into Marvel Cosmic Invasion, I've been hooked on that punchy, beat-em-up action and team swap chaos that makes every level feel like a comic book fight scene. But if you've already smashed through it or want something with a similar vibe, whether it's more superhero brawling, chaotic co-op runs, or just raw arcade fun, I've listed up the 13 best games that you can dive into right now and explore more. Let's get to our first game. Rah Rah Boom. Okay, first up on our list, and honestly, one I didn't expect to love, Rah Rah Boom. Picture this, you and up to 3 friends tearing through waves of bizarre robots as ninja space cheerleaders, mixing melee punches with ranged blasts like some chaotic rhythm you and your buddies discover on the fly. The combat isn't your old slow beat 'em up. It's lane-based, so you're constantly dodging, moving, and choosing where to hit next. As explosions and combos light up every screen, the co-op feel is wild, like a party where everyone's chuckling at how ridiculous yet awesome it feels. Sure, some folks say the story's a bit thin, but damn, the frenetic pace and pure action buzz is addictive. Streets of Rage 4. Guys, Streets of Rage 4 hits that nostalgia nerve so hard. Jumping back into this side-scrolling beat-em-up like finding an old mixtape you forgot you had. Familiar, punchy, and totally satisfying. The combat here isn't just button mashing. You've got special moves, star moves, juggles, and combo strings that make every fight feel like a choreographed dance with Urban Chaos as your partner. Each character feels distinct. Axel's raw power, Blaze's precise strikes, Cherry's flair, so replaying levels with different fighters keeps things fresh. Playing with a friend locally or online multiplies the fun, like syncing up on a chaotic soundtrack or just wrecking enemies out of pure instinct. It's one of those games that never gets old. Perfect for fans of that cosmic invasion vibe. Troublemaker 2, Beyond Dream. Alright, Troublemaker 2, Beyond Dream seriously surprised me. It's this open world beat 'em up that doesn't just drop you in a straight line. You're roaming around South Jayakarta, exploring as you brawl, chase quests, and sink into real depth you don't usually see in the genre. You play as Jordan or Buddy, each with their own style, teaming up with bandmates and gang members in an over-the-top city that feels alive. When the launch trailer dropped, I was hyped, but actually playing, that city becomes this playground of beatdowns, strats, and finding goofy weapons or enemies you didn't expect. Sometimes it feels like a beat-em-up meets adventure sandbox, and that blend is so refreshing when you want something more than go right and punch stuff. Wendigo Blue. If you're craving something a bit deeper than your traditional side-scroller, Wendigo Blue hits that sweet spot of character build, freedom, and satisfying combat. This one has you defending a world under siege from invading gods, yeah, gods, with intense boss battles that actually force you to think. You're not just button mashing, prepping gear, picking up unique items, and customizing your loadouts matter here, and it feels awesome seeing your build come together mid-fight. What really keeps me hooked is the co-op play. Syncing up with a friend and watching your combos interlock with theirs is pure beat-em-up bliss. It's still early access, but the community buzz is strong for a reason. This one feels like a polish-at-heart indie passion project. Lost Castle 2. I wasn't ready for how deep Lost Castle 2 gets. On the surface, it's a roguelite beat-em-up, but once you start digging into the loot, weapons, item synergies, and procedural maps, you realize each run is its own story. You'll find yourself diving back in again and again, because every time you die, you learn something. A new combo, a better stat mix, or how to dodge that one boss attack that wrecks you. The variety of weapons, treasures, and biomes keeps combat feeling fresh, like a treasure hunt meets hack and slash. I love how it blends beat-em-up pacing with roguelite progression, giving me that rush of just one more run that Cosmic Invasion fans will totally vibe with.
It's cleanup time! How dare you hit my beautiful little angel!
Toxic Crusaders. So, here's a throwback alert. Toxic Crusaders brings back that campy, pixelated charm we grew up loving, with modern touches that make it feel fresh. Up to 4 players co-op through colorful, radioactive environments, smashing Smogula's goons with everything from mop handles to brutal combo chains. The combat's classic arcade style, but the tag-out system, letting you swap characters mid-fight, adds this slick, tactical layer. Each hero, whether it's Toxie, Junkyard, or even Toxie's mom, feels distinct and fun to play. I remember watching the trailer and being hyped by the nostalgia and actually playing. It scratches that old school itch perfectly, while still having enough depth to keep you locked in.
Some kids just don't fit in. They don't have goals. They don't have ambitions. They don't try at much of anything. Kids like us.
Young Souls. Young Souls feels like that game that learns storytelling is just as important as punching enemies. You play as twins, Jen and Tristan, and the game wraps a surprisingly emotional journey around tight combat and RPG elements. You'll fight through different biomes, switching between worlds and clearing out hordes of enemies with a variety of gear and weapons you unlock along the way. It feels weighty, like every boss battle is its own mini-event. Between fights, the narrative about family and resilience hits you in the feels more than you expect in a brawler. And that blend of story plus combat makes this one stand out huge for anyone who's into gameplay with heart. Absolum. Okay, Absolum really surprised me with how epic a beat-em-up can feel when you give it roguelike depth. Built by some of the folks behind Streets of Rage 4, this isn't just about bashing enemies. You pick classes, experiment with passive rituals, and build combos that feel huge when they finally click mid-fight. There's this sense of every run being your own journey, randomized layouts, new buffs, different boss encounters, and when you land a perfect Arcana combo, it's legitimately thrilling. You can feel the inspiration from classics like Golden Axe, but it's done in such a smart, modern way that every playthrough feels uniquely yours. The Last Friend. If you're looking for something different but insanely fun, The Last Friend throws beat 'em up into a tower defense blender in the best possible way. You're not just walking right and punching, you're rescuing adorable dogs and setting up defenses while zombies swarm from every angle. There's this frantic energy where you're juggling melee fights, turret builds, and that panicky, don't let another pup get eaten feeling. It's chaotic, imaginative, and honestly, a great break from straight-up scrolling brawlers. For anyone who wants something that feels fresh, but still rooted in beat-em-up action, this one's a wild yet lovable ride. Verified gameplay mechanics from Steam listings. Castle Crashers. Listen, you cannot talk about games like Marvel Comics Invasion without tipping your hat to Castle Crashers. This classic blast from the past still hits hard with its combo-based combat, RPG progression, and hilarious co-op chaos. 4 players can barrel through medieval landscapes, unlock weapons, earn experience, and summon animal buddies, all while killing enemy hordes in boss fights that feel like mini spectacles. The art style is goofy in the best way, the music pumps you up, and even today, it's a perfect pick-up and play brawler with loads of personality. It's one of those games that taught me what fun co-op beat-em-ups can really be. Mad King Redemption. So, Mad King Redemption is one of those upcoming beat-em-ups that's already giving me goosebumps based on the demo alone. It blends classic arcade-style combat with roguelite progression loops. Think Golden Axe meets Dead Cell vibes, so every run feels intense and unpredictable. You're fighting through a fallen kingdom, gaining forbidden powers and switching between hero classes that each hit differently. The demo showcased battle mechanics that feel deep but smooth, and the enemies and boss fights look insanely satisfying to dismantle. If you love games where every run can surprise you with a new build or twist, this one's shaping up to be a must-play in 2026. Scott Pilgrim EX. If you grew up loving Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, then Scott Pilgrim EX is legitimately one of the most hyped beat-em-ups on the horizon. It keeps that chaotic, stylish brawl vibe, but this time you're exploring a sprawling Toronto with gangs like the Vegans, robots, and demons, while stringing together insane combos. The trailers alone show off that signature Tribute Games action, fast combos, wacky weapons, co-op chaos, and that perfect blend of retro flair with modern polish. Fans are already buzzing because it feels like the old magic, but bigger and better, with multiple playstyles and upgrades to customize how you fight. Ghost Vanguard. And finally, Ghost Vanguard. This is an indie title that's been stirring up buzz with its dark fantasy roguelike beat-em-up style. From early trailers and community hype, it looks like a mashup of sword combos and fluid action reminiscent of Devil May Cry, but in a tighter, roguelite frame that rewards experimentation more than memorization. Players seem thrilled about the combo depth and enemy variety, and honestly, it feels like the kind of game that'll keep your heart pounding as you string together dodges, aerial attacks, and crushing combos. If you want something rich, unpredictable, and full of skill expression, Ghost Vanguard is one to watch. So guys, that's all for this video. I hope you found some new beat 'em up gems to dive into. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which game you'll play first. I'd love to hear your picks. Stay tuned for more game recommendations coming soon. Thanks for watching.